That guy could put down more shrimp than anybody I've ever seen.
Carver was telling me.
Oh my God.
I was kidding.
It's really shocking to watch him eat shrimp.
That bad, right?
God. He goes to that lobster place in Orlando, all the lobster and shrimp you can eat.
Oh,
He just kills it. He kills it. Yeah, they should.
How's he not get the gal? So you gotta go.
It's then you're riding around with him after he eats like that. It's, Gene, really? Are you gonna, that's why we got him on the sidelines. We kicked him out. He's out there in the open air, man.
Yeah, he needs it. What kind of fishy out here? Hey, try not to drop any F-bombs or anything to that guy.
It's family programming. Eddie drops one every now and then.
I was really concerned about you guys with the F-bombs and that stuff. Don't tell him what Davey said.
Yeah, very passionate.
Let's use those big words.
What's going on there with crime and stuff? Hey, Russ, I tell you what I missed y'all. I'm starting up here in a hotel room in St. Louis, Missouri. I was here. It's not fun. Where are you going to St. Louis? I had to go over there for our accreditation. I tell you, the bad thing about it, I had to fly up there Friday. Go in front of this panel for 15 minutes. Saturday. Fly back. So all that flying, 15 minutes. You should tell me something already there.
You too, you too.
Testing.
Who? Rudy Ingram, yep. I'm getting a little overheated down here.
Good signal up here, huh?
Stansel?
He runs the TV show here.
He what?
Justin Stansel, alumni of Manatee. Runs the TV show here.
That's all I need.
Thanks, sir.
That gonna be all right right there.
know why it doesn't hurt when I'm in a game. But right now, my legs are killing me.
And I'm straight, that's why.
Not my legs, just my calves.
I bought a squeegee the other day.
I got an exercise day and a half in the last year.
I've never got my ladder yet.
Yeah.
If you want to get, I got water in there. So if you're out of water, I got
Did you have the gear when it's right here?
yeah, it's going to be up there. You'll pretty much, once you get see darker, you'll use the viewfinders.
Hey, Joe.
We'll use that probably more than we'll use that.
All we have to do is sit and listen. he gave me my instructions. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but
Just figuring everything out is the hard part. All you have to do is stay in the middle.
yeah.
You don't have to move your camera at all.
Not too much. I do follow the action a little bit.
You see, I have to move a lot. Jeez, this stuff is hard to pull off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and if you get stuck to, each other, forget it. It's worse than duct tape.
Really?
Yeah. I know it's getting pretty close to the end. I used it downstairs because you notice all the cables that are running. People from getting tripped on.
I'm just using it so this is in front of me so I don't have to keep picking it up, pulling it.
There you go. Normally, we'd have a headset and you could, he'd be talking to us, but they couldn't get him working.
I'm afraid to touch my camera. Because I'm missing like that much of the head. I'm tired.
I'm right here. Will you lighten up that camera to your right? There you go. Pass the camera is too cold.
Okay. He said just warm. He said just like something to warm it up.
Any better?
Did he tell you what it meant when he said hot? He didn't really mean it.
I don't know what he means by that. I don't either. What does he mean by warming the camera?
Let's get the other two cameramen and myself definition on warming it up. Yeah, your camera is too cold. Okay, go ahead and instruct on how to warm it up.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way. Let me go ahead and tell the other guys too. Am I? Okay.
There you go. That's what I like. Perfect. Now patch your camera, which would be to your right. It needs to be rolled up a little bit as well. If you could show them where it's at too.
Top of the Hyatt, FFA is selling homemade donuts, choice of glazed, chocolate, cinnamon, or powdered, and boiled peanuts, regular Cajun, $3 a piece. Come over to our tent in the west end zone By the scoreboard, and look for the FFA members in the stands. The Tigers.
That's the one that you want to slide. You see it's got 164, 116, 140. What's yours on? I got it all.
Sky.
Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check. Check.
Pat, he's talking to you. He says stop texting. No, he just wants a confirmation from you. Just say you're good. Yes. One more time, Pat.
You want a combination? All right, are you done on your phone in the station? Oh, that's my phone. Liar.
Do they just have their cameras turned on and just recording whatever it wants? I guess.
They just pick through. We're doing video and they're just picking cameras as we go through. I guess.
Check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check.
Max Pollock. Remember the big catcher that we had? It's somewhere in here. I didn't get the end of it, but
Welcome to tonight's match game between the Palmetto High Tigers and the Manatee Hurricanes. We have a lost key that needs to be found, so if you come across a Jeep key with British flag, car key emblem on it, please bring that up to the press box and we'll make sure it gets to the right person.
Tonight, the Manatee Hurricanes and Palmetto Tigers will renew their rivalry.
Very good.
These two teams were supposed to open up last week. Both games got rained out as the Hurricanes were at home against Lakeland, and we played about 6 minutes before the Lightning moved in, and that game was called. Meanwhile, Palmetto was at Southeast, and they didn't even get started in that game. So both teams enter tonight with an 0-0 record, and if it's been any...
Tonight, former players from the last undefeated Lincoln Memorial High School football team of the 60s. So please give them a hand as they come onto the field. Morris Gall. Brand Adams. Charles Williams. Danny Harris. Raymond Barnes. Carlton Fresha. Andrew Hatcher Jr. Charles Daniels. Julius Washington. Jacqueline Patterson. Wade Bellamy. Robert Hamilton. Janelle Johnson. Eddie Shannon. Francine Davis Jefferson. Roosevelt Atkins. Harold L. Zanders II. Harris B. Zanders. Jerry Nelson. LaFell Carter. Clarence Reeves. Reverend W.D. Sims. Leroy Brown. Charles Broxton. Leonard Armstrong. Earl Hines. And Edie Moody Johnson Jr. Let's give these former players a great round of applause.
Where tonight the Manatee Hurricanes will take on the... All right, we got a little feedback going here.
Hear it.
We'll get that worked out. Danny Carter, should be a very close contest. If you look at the history of these two teams, you've got two teams that have battled the last 2 years. Who could forget the game here 2 years ago?
Huh. Yeah, less than A little over 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Manatee down by 9, and I'll never forget the infamous words that you said. We're going to need a little bit of magic, and I said we're going to need a lot of Manatee magic to get this one done. And lo and behold, we did it. Cavius Price comes up with a big play right at the first play out from line of scrimmage. He's gone down the sideline, scores, and the Hurricanes set themselves up with a Nick Knoll victory on the field goal attempt. And you know how befitting too. It was KP who actually held the snap and put it down after a couple of botched punts he had earlier in the game. You know, so quite the turnaround. I mean, this place was going nuts. It was going. The place was crazy. They thought they had the game won. I kind of did too. And
so did I.
I mean, lo and behold, crazier things happen. You know?
So did Joe Weaver back at the WLSS studio. Yeah, I mean that was one of the better games that Manatee has been involved in as far as dramatics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did both teams play well? Well, probably not. We turned it over a lot. They had a chance to ice it at the end. They couldn't. Then last year, the exact opposite. You get a defensive struggle.
Neither team can do anything. And I think a lot of that had to do with moving the game to a Monday. Teams just weren't quite in the same frame of mind. It was a holiday too. It was Labor Day. It just really threw everything off. And when you look at this series, I mean, it's 8 in a row the Hurricanes have won. I mean, Palmetto is trying to put an end to that. The last win they had was 2004, and then there was a 5-year hiatus from this little rivalry that goes back and forth. But back in 2004, Palmetto won by 1 point in that one.
Well, what we hope will stay away tonight, the thunderstorms that knocked us out of last week's home opener. We've got Gene Brown down on the sidelines. Gene, I don't want to jinx this, so I'm just going to say let's play football, right?
Yeah, let's just play football. This field is in great shape. It's a little thick in the grass, but overall it's really tight and should be for a fast field for both teams. And I think in 04, Danny, I was thinking back to that. Did it not rain in that game too?
Yeah, it seems like it rains in every one of these.
It poured in that game,
yeah.
but tonight, it is what it is. We'll get out here and play, and I didn't bring my poncho again.
All right, well, hopefully you won't need it. We're going to take a timeout. When we return, Eddie Mulock will join us. And then later on, we'll hear from head coach Yusuf Shakir as we are counting down the kickoff, the Shake Pit Countdown to Kickoff. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. The Hurricanes and Tigers will get it on tonight. Both teams 0-0. Both teams had games canceled last week. And we will bring in Eddie Mulock now, longtime color commentator for the Hurricanes. Eddie, you've seen a lot of these games.
I've seen a lot of them for sure. Palmetto, if you believe what you read, has more experience in this game than we do. They have more people back. We have a young team. We know that. So it'll be interesting to see how this young team responds to this rivalry here between Manatee and Palmetto. A little history for you. Manatee beat Palmetto in 1915, 44-0. Palmetto came back in 1920 and won 13-0. So through 1962, Manatee had won 19 and lost 8 and tied 3 with Palmetto.
Well, let's hope we add one more to the win column, Danny.
Yeah, I think we got to see what's going to happen. I knew last week going in the Lakeland game, it's kind of disappointing we didn't get to play that. I think you and I were both very interested to see how things would turn out with the offensive line. We know some changes are coming. We'll see how well they've gelled into it. I know that Coach Shakir is doing a very good job. He's molding a bunch of guys together. You got to take into account, folks, for week 1 at Armwood, preseason was really the spring game for him. Has never seen these guys. Coaching staff hasn't been together very long. They're slowly starting to gel things. As important it is to win every game that you go out and do, this game has not near the importance as the games in 2 weeks when we start into district play that's really going to matter and find your way into the playoffs. And crazier things can happen. Let's remember, and I'm not saying we're a Popka, but a Popka a few years back started out 1-3 and then made the gamut of the run. And they had a lot of changes that took place there too. So same thing can happen here. I think the kids are starting to buy into it, and I'm starting to see some good things. Let's see if it gels tonight.
And we started out pretty good against Lakeland last week before we got a holding penalty and the rain came too. So I think our running game is going to be better tonight. I think that's going to be good. They got some speed over there. We got some speed, so it should be fun.
Yeah, we're at Harley Stadium, and we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff. When we return, you'll hear from the Manatee head football coach, Yusuf Shakir. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Congratulations to all.
Okay.
Where'd they come out of?
I'd like to recognize tonight's color guard that's being presented by the Palmetto High School Junior ROTC. Members of the color guard are Cadet Captain Green, Cadet Staff Sergeant Bethany, Cadet Corporal Green, and Cadet Corporal Den. We welcome them as they come forward and as we prepare for our national anthem.
Basically, you're like sort of following.
Tradition.
We do it for varsity sports and some JV sports, depending on the game. For like for baseball. Yeah. Oh yeah. We do it for baseball. I'm not sure. Hi, Miss Olson.
Palmetto High School FFA is selling homemade donuts, choice of glazed, chocolate, cinnamon, or powdered. and boiled peanuts, regular occasion, $3 a piece. Come over to the tent in the west end zone by the scoreboard or look for the FFA members in the stands. Go Tigers!
None of them can hear me. Not a single one.
You're going to follow the player. I'm going to talk to you. Just open up. I'll talk to you as soon as I see the scan. I haven't put that on.
Mr. West, look up. I took his job. Is that Ben? There you go. I took some notes. Hopefully they didn't make it into the for what? Like, say your play's going this way, I gotta be quarterback or running back. But if they're going this way, I basically gotta zoom in on the action of like the playmaker, like the defensive person that you're gonna throw, good pass, good block or stuff like that. Yada yada yada. I just thought of that. It doesn't look like there's any lights on. Yeah, I got you. What? Yep. I can hear you now. Alright. Right now?
Welcome again to this big county rivalry game between the Palmetto High Tigers and the Manatee Hurricanes. Officials for tonight's game are referee James Ask, umpire Wes Fritz, head linesman Dave Rydell, back judge Stephen Tuttle, line judge Bill Fossey, and clock operator Kevin McNulty.
Up or down? Up or down? I know which one it is. Up or down? Down. How's that? How's that?
And Gene Brown down on the field as the Hurricanes are making their way out to the football field now. We're closing in about, say, 2.5 minutes. We have not got the toss of the coin yet as the captains make their way out to the center part of the field. Sir Williams, Jeremiah Bartholow, and Josh Betts will be the captains for the Hurricanes tonight. And we'll take it down to the center part of the field with Gene Brown. Gene, take it.
All right, thank you, Dave. Captains are shaking, Danny. Captains are shaking hands, and we're going to go right into the white hat to tell them what's happening with the coin toss.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Ask. I'll be your referee tonight. This is Mr. Fritz. He'll be the umpire. Most important thing tonight is good sportsmanship. We got a beautiful night. We want to have a great football game. Okay? So I want good sportsmanship, and most importantly, you're going to call the coin toss. That's a head and that's a tail. You call it in the air. You echo this call for me, please. Yes, sir. Okay, we ready? Yes, sir. Okay.
Tails.
Okay, call it tail. That is a tail. Manatee, you won the coin toss.
Defer to second half.
Okay, Manatees, they've won the coin toss. I defer to the second.
All right, that was good. We won that coin toss we've had over the last few years. Not that much luck, so hopefully the luck will be our way to start right out.
All righty. Well, they're going to get set here. The Hurricanes will come out of one end, the Palmetto out of the other. In the meantime, we'll take our final break, come back with tonight's opening kickoff. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Sit back, relax, enjoy Manatee Hurricane football. The Hurricanes will be kicking left to right, and we are about set to go. And it's the left foot. Nice kick back into the end zone, and they're saying he can bring it out, and he does across the 15 to the 19-yard line. I don't quite understand that.
I don't either.
Martinez took it out.
He was in the end zone. At least one. I saw one foot in there, and the other one I couldn't tell whether it was in or out, but it looked like he was in the end zone.
LePro kicked that thing off. Nice kick by Axel. Only a sophomore. He got that thing way up.
It was a nice kick.
So Palmetto will drive right to left as we open up, as they are just shy of the 20-yard line. The 19-yard line will set the Manatee defense after this first play. The quarterback for the Tigers, Anthony Marino, the coach's son, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. He operates out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion left to right, and a little jet sweep, gets some running room, but we've got a flag right away, and that's going to go against Palmetto. a jet sweep, but a flag on the far side.
Usually a holding on a play like that.
So let's set the Manatee defense while we have a chance. We've got Justin Lattimore, Chauncey Green, Donovan Osborne, and
that's what it was, Dave, holding.
And Kashawn Madry, that's the front four. The linebackers, Justin Porter, Brandon Dossie, Hakeem Harris, Cedric Waters, Sir Williams, Mike Collins, and Josh Betts in the defensive backfield. A very talented defensive backfield. All right, the penalty puts the football back to about the 12-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Marino operates under center. Inside handoff to Jones. Good running room there across the 20 to the 30-yard line. He has the first down. Johnny Jones running tough. And a big hole. 22-yard gain. That offensive line for Palmetto, guys, very, very big. 300, 270, 265, 270, and 280.
We had him back in a hole, too. Let him out.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their 33-yard line. Marino at quarterback takes the snap, flares it out, almost picked off by Betts after the ball was deflected. The intended receiver was Trey Goodman. The ball got tipped up in the air, and Betts almost picked it. So we're just underway from Harley Stadium, and the Tigers have it 2nd down and 10. Again, Anthony Marino, Coach Dave Marino's son. He also has a brother, Derek Marino, that plays wide receiver. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. On 2nd down and 10, Marino wants to throw. He fires it complete to the 40 to Spicer. Spicer spinning ahead to the 50, still on his feet. Sidesteps a man at the 30. Spicer is down at the 29-yard line. I thought he may have stepped out, but he maintained his footwork on the near sideline, and what a run after the catch by the quarterback from last year, Jason Spicer.
We didn't wrap him up.
That's a 40-yard pickup for the Tigers, and they've got something going here in the first quarter. The setback is Elijah Davis. Shotgun operation for Marino. Davis gets the call running up the middle. Nifty little run across the 25 to the 22. That's a 6-yard pickup for Elijah Davis.
That's a good pickup on 1st down. You can do a lot of things now.
So the Canes defense needs to tighten up here. 2nd down and 4. We're just underway. 10:41 to go in the first period. Marino out of the gun. He takes the snap and gives off to the running back, who is met at about the 19 and driven down.
We'll be short by about a yard.
Late flag.
Late flag as Davis carried the ball. We'll see what that's all about. Officials talking. And this will be costly either way. If it's against the Canes, which it appears it may be, as
dead ball,
Palmetto
foul.
is pointing toward Manatee's sideline.
Personal foul.
And that means it'll be basically 1st and goal. And that's what it's going to be. They're going to move it down inside the 10-yard line. They'll put it down at the 9. So it'll be 1st down and goal for the Tigers, trying to score early on in this game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Hopefully the Canes can hold them to a field goal here.
Davis, the setback. Marino out of the gun. Marino, low snap. He controls it, gives off to Davis. Davis running behind that huge line, gets positive yards to the 5. It'll be 2nd down and goal. 4-yard pickup. Interior of Manatee was there, Chauncey Green.
Well, aside from one pass, really not doing anything fancy. They're just running between the tackles right now, and they're pushing us up. They're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Danny, they got a big offensive line. I was a little concerned that they might just power the football at us, and so far that's what they've done. Now they bring a fullback in on 2nd and goal from the 5. Marino will give off to Davis again. He's in the end zone. He made it look easy on the right side. He wasn't even touched.
Nope. Waltzed right in on that one.
So So this Manatee defense that looks so good against Armwood allows an opening drive of 81 yards, and Palmetto jumps out to a 6-0 lead.
Well, it's not that we haven't seen that before in the past with Hurricanes on defense, and we've seen us give up points. For second half, it's happened many, many times.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Here's the kick, and it is good.
Alfredo Manriquez. He's got a good leg.
He's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a real good leg.
7-0, Canes trail. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. All right, an inauspicious beginning for the Hurricanes as Palmetto took the opening kick, had bad field position, drive starting at their own 19, but didn't seem to matter as they just sliced and diced this Manatee defense. Now Manriquez will tee it up, and he's got such a strong leg. He'll be kicking into the end zone all night, and he does there, so Manatee will have it at the 20-yard line. The Hurricane offense, Ryan O'Neal, the quarterback, 6'3", 195-pound junior. Josh Booker, the setback, along with Iron Jackson, and Keon Fordham will also be playing quite a bit in the backfield. Looks like Keon is getting the start. And the receivers, Javarius Pollock and Chauncey Wilson. And we'll set the offensive line. Jeremiah Bartholow and Carter Sysak. The guards, Charles Armstrong and Josh Muldoon. And Omar Lagarde is the center. All right, Canes driving left to right, 9:33 to go in the first. Manatee trails 7-0. Certainly not what you want if you're on the road to get yourself in an early hole. Let's see how the Canes offense responds. Sysak lines up at right tackle, moving over from defense. He'll see some spot duty on defense, a little bit of a high snap, but Fordham rushes ahead for a couple of yards. We'll call it 3. Again, got to get those snaps right. That wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
He had a small hole up front, but they closed in on him real fast from outside it.
Tigers' defense is quick now. They'll bring pressure too. They're going to bring more than what you see at the line of scrimmage. Generally, you're going to see 6 guys, 2 out of 3 plays coming.
Canes bring 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. O'Neal takes the snap. He fires it down, and Pollock can't come up with it. Pollock can't come up with it.
Yeah, actually, I think it was Keon Fordham. The way that jersey's kind of pulled up, I think that was Fordham he actually underthrew, but he had Kevin Etienne streaking down the sidelines, had his hand up, and had his guy beat. So if he goes up top, I think he's got a shot. He just picked the wrong guy, underthrew him.
He had some time, too.
He was open, yeah.
So now it's 3rd down and 7.
If we don't hurry up and call a play, he's not going to have any time.
Yeah, and Manatee may have to have an early timeout here.
You don't want a 5-yard penalty this deep in our own territory.
Yeah, there's no play clock here, so we don't know how close we are. I think we're down to the 5-second, and I wouldn't be surprised. We need to get the playoff out of the gun. And the quarterback O'Neal takes the snap, gets it, and looks, needs to get rid of it, fires it down, and it is caught on the far side. What a catch by Pollock for the first down.
That was a great
beautiful throw by Ryan O'Neal, who was scrambling away from the pressure to the far side of the field, threw it against his body, and hit Pollock for a 20-yard gain.
He threw it on the run. That was a great play by O'Neal.
Ryan O'Neal, who was the quarterback at Bayshore last year, transferred over and took over the starter's job. He sends 2 receivers to the right, Two to the left. Booker, the lone setback. First down and 10 for the Canes. Booker gets it, trying to get to the outside. Has a little bit of room on the far side before he's shoved out across the 45-yard line. Wait to see where the official puts it down. And
he's dropping it right back on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, man.
He had nowhere to go.
He had it up over the 45.
Yeah, there was 3 guys in the backfield before he could even – I mean, the ball got to him. He couldn't hit the hole. The hole was gone.
Did a good job to get it back to the line of scrimmage. He was trying to tiptoe the sidelines, but apparently stepped out back at the original line of scrimmage, the 43. O'Neal out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right. Ryan sets up a little middle screen to Booker. Booker has it to the 50. Booker to the 45. Booker has the first down, and he's down at the 43-yard line of Palmetto. 14-yard pickup.
That could have gone all the way that time. I'm not sure if he'd have stayed down the sidelines, he might have done better, but he cut back in the middle into a whole bunch of
They've worked on that play repeatedly this week.
Well, it's there. When you come with that much pressure all the time up to they're vacating an area, you get into that spot, all you got to do is dump it over the top. And you'll see Palmetto run that a lot, too.
A lot of people thought that this would be a low-scoring defensive battle. I commented today to someone that don't be surprised if you get some offenses rolling. 3 receivers. Wants to throw deep, has a man. Oh, it's incomplete. Boy, he had Fordham.
He had Fordham on the sideline. Yeah, he didn't see him at all.
But he tried to go down the middle, and he had that man also, but he overthrew.
Yeah, it was Chauncey Wilson he had going down the seam. He was going down the seam. Fordham was open on the other side. They've beat the backs every time. They're getting over the top of him. Right. Sooner or later, you'll connect on that deep one.
But he sort of checked down on that, but he didn't finish his check off, and he saw that guy running, and he just threw it.
Well, Neal throws a pretty ball.
He does.
And you know he's got a little bit of nerves here. I mean, he didn't play in too many games this magnitude at Bayshore. Iron Jackson has checked into the game. Booker is the fullback.
Going
I formation. Jackson trying to get to the outside, and he gets to the 40, and he's driven out of bounds. Boy, he's thrown out of bounds. Actually thrown out on the track. He ended up picking up 3. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Well, the thing is, they're going to say the 41-yard line. So if you could just get 4 or 5 yards, you could go for it here.
Absolutely, because you're kind of playing around in no man's land here. You know, the next play, let's say you get 3. If you punt it, you're giving up nothing really, because it's going to come out to the 20-yard line. So
Fordham and Pollock are the receivers to the right. Also Deuces to the left. And it's a play action, but O'Neal is down back at the 50. Faked it and then wanted to roll to his left, but had nowhere to go with it. Palmetto read that beautifully.
I like the play call.
I did too. I thought it was going to go.
7-yard loss on the play now. That brings up to 4th down.
We don't have one on there, do we? Have to get Gene to get us a name on that punter. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's the same punter as we
had.
had.
I can't remember his name.
I've got it somewhere around.
Is he on that list over here? There he is.
Julian Rodriguez, that's our punter. Julian stands back at the 36-yard line. It's still early in the season, folks. This is the first game. A little bit of a high snap. Julian will punt it rugby style and just doesn't get that roll that you want. Bounces the other way and hits back to the 26-yard line.
He has not gotten that roll one time.
I don't like that at all. I'd rather see us punt it up high. They allow to drop it. I saw him in warm-up drop 3.
So Palmetto takes over now. Palmetto will be driving right to left, 6:51 to go in the first quarter. The Tigers lead 7-0. Manatee defense allowed an 81-yard drive. Marino out of the gun, sends a player in motion, and it's a jet sweep to the right side. Canes are right there, though, to knock it down for a loss. Great defense by Manatee. That's a 2-yard loss. Josh Betts in there. You know, he played so well last week in the beginning stages and then had a great game against Armwood 2 weeks ago. Betts I think has he committed to Stetson?
I'd heard that, but can't confirm it though.
Of course, we sent 2 players to Stetson from last year's team, Garrett Ware and A.J. Colagiovanni. Marino is under center, and he will lateral it out, and Manatee is right there to drop the ball carrier at the 22-yard line. So all of a sudden, this Manatee defense says, hold everything, man. We got to get going, and get going they have.
Trying to figure out. I think that was Ethan Walls on the stop, 33.
Ethan Walls knifing in from his linebacker position. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 14. That was a lateral.
Yes.
So that counts as a run. 5:37 to go. Where's the water break? No water break today?
After this play.
Canes trail 7-0. Need to hold Palmetto as Marino lines up in the shotgun. Deuces to either side. Now sends a man in motion. Marino sets up a little middle screen and complete. That ball could have been picked. It was tipped up.
Wow.
And it fell harmlessly. The intended receiver was Johnny Jones.
Waters was there. If he'd have just fired forward, he could have picked that off.
Another jersey we got out there, 82. I don't know who we got. Check our other sheet there. That's who actually tipped the football. He's not on there either. We don't have it on our roster.
We need to find out who 82 is. Palmetto will be punting the ball.
How about a high snap?
Manriquez, also the punter, and Manatee is in there. Manriquez gets it off, but not a great punt, but takes a nice roll as Polak lets it hit across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Wow.
That's an effective punt right there. We haven't been able to get that for us.
That was an additional 11 yards on that roll.
That was an important stop right there.
So we've got a water break on the field. We'll take a timeout. Palmetto leads Manatee 7-0. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This isn't just any beach. This is where I grew up. The most beautiful beaches in the world. Incredible water and unbelievable sunsets, which you can experience every time you dine at one of our waterfront restaurants.
Dustin Falls.
Such as the sandbar.
Dustin Falls. Oh, man, he changed numbers.
Enjoy
God
seafood
dang.
from local water.
Sponsors that have rejoined us this year, and one of those, Ed Childs. And man, I'll tell you what, Sandbar Beach House Mar Vista, go out there this weekend, Labor Day weekend, doesn't get any better. Waterfront dining at its best. All right, Canes back on offense now. Booker is in the game as O'Neal will throw it out to Polak. Polak tries to break a tackle but can't, and he is dropped for a 1-yard loss. Just out into the flat. And Palmetto read it well. This Palmetto defense is very good. We knew that.
They're quick. You just got to keep pounding away and pounding away. Manatee showed the ability to move the football on the first drive, so I think opportunities are there.
And
Continue to stretch them out. There's going to be areas open in the middle of the field. You'll attack them as the game goes.
They were on the last drive.
2nd down and 11. Line of scrimmage, the 34 of the Hurricanes. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. O'Neal out of the gun, takes the snap, wants to throw. He throws it down long, and it is incomplete.
Oh, shoot. He threw it a long way.
Etienne was the intended receiver, Kevin Etienne. And he had a chance to go get that ball.
That ball should have been caught, bar none. He was on the inside portion of the receiver. It was right there. He just mistimed the jump, everything.
He's got to keep running. He kind of stopped when the ball was there, and
Right.
I don't think these have the timing yet with the quarterback. And O'Neal's just got to get comfortable with his time, put the ball at the right spot, and that's going to take a little bit of learning.
And he gets it on a jet sweep, and he is tackled right away. Boy, no fooling Palmetto on that.
Late flag. What do we got? That's going to be on us. It's frustration in the middle there, and I think it's Josh Muldoon is who they're going to get. Huh?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's 15. That's going to be awfully close. We're going to be short, but that's going to make it a It's a dead ball penalty, so.
I think it can be ejectment, too. It's
second one.
Second one, okay. I knew it was something to connect with that.
Now they just took the football back a couple of yards before they mark it off, so we're not going to get the first down here. And we're probably going to have to punt it regardless. Look at this referee, man. He's
making some short baby steps there.
Well, keep going, keep going. Boy, we're across the 40, and Manatee is keeping the offense out. It'll be, they're saying it's third down, but shouldn't it be fourth?
No, they just flipped it.
Yeah, fourth down and 2, and the Canes keep the offense out there.
This is a mistake, guys. This is a mistake.
With the ball on their own 43-yard line. O'Neal wants to throw. O'Neal wants to throw, and he is sacked back at the 34-yard line.
So I told you, that was a big mistake.
Well, all of our receivers were going long, and all we needed was a couple of yards.
First down, Tigers.
Right?
Yep. Again, that's almost like, well, I guarantee you that people ran the wrong routes. Hey, everybody's going deep. There's no reason. We need 4 yards, and the middle portion of that field was going to be open. We bring the guy down in motion. We're seeing people crash to that line of scrimmage in a hurry.
Well, hopefully our defense can do the same thing they did on the last drive, because that put us deep in.
Backs against the wall here.
So now Palmetto will have it 1st and 10 at the Manatee 35-yard line. Marino sends 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Palmetto leads 7-0.
We need a turnover really bad here.
Marino takes the snap. He looks. He's got a receiver wide open.
Don't miss it.
And he is dropped as soon as he catches it at about the 31-yard line. Did pick up positive yards, about 4. And
on the reception brings up now second down.
Cedric Waters on the stop. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Clock rolling, 3:25 to go. It's been all Palmetto in this first quarter of football. The Tigers have the football at the Manatee 31. This time, Marino is under center. Lone setback is Davis. He will take the snap, and he has met and smacked at the line of scrimmage. Wow. What a hit there by the Hurricanes.
Who was it?
Dustin Falls. He's the number 82. He changed numbers. He is the transfer from St. Stephen's, I believe.
Yeah, and Justin, what is that, Lee or Lou? Joseph Lou.
Joseph Lou.
Yeah, he was in on the tackle as well. 2 guys there, but it was Falls who stood him up immediately.
Falls getting a lot of playing time. Big 3rd down here, 3rd down and 6. Marino out of the gun. They could be in 4-down territory. Low snap, Marino picks it up, fires it down. It is incomplete. Boy, that ball could have been picked. Boy, Sir Williams would have had green grass ahead. They're going to bring out their field goal kicker because this definitely is in his range.
I was going to say, and they got one too.
So the line of scrimmage is the
37?
33?
31.
38. Be about a 48-yard attempt. We'll call it 48 yards. Manriquez, 6'2", 180-pounder.
Except for the angle, this is easy for him.
48-yard field goal attempt. Here's the snap. It's a good one, and the kick is up. Seems to be short, as well short, and off to the right. So the Hurricanes hold, and Manatee will take over.
It almost looked like we got a touch on it over there. We were right in there.
So for how much Palmetto has really outplayed Manatee, the Canes have to be quite pleased that it's only 7-0. Gene Brown, got to get this offense rolling.
Yeah, and I mean, the timing is hard when you've only had a few weeks to do it. And I mean, there's opportunities there, but we've got to start clicking. I don't believe on that previous situation where it was 4th down and we went for it. I don't think that we realized it was 4th down until it was too late. Maybe should have used a timeout there because, again, you know, you were thinking you're going to get a 1st down or it was 3rd down over. Unfortunately, that's the youth of our offensive coaching staff right now.
Ryan O'Neal, the quarterback, he operates out of the shotgun from the 20. And there's the pitch back. Fordham trying to make it happen, and Fordham breaks a tackle to the 20. Fordham to the 25. There's an electric run by Keon Fordham. He should have been dropped for a loss. He ends up picking up 5.
Only pick up 5. A great block by O'Neal back there. He played a good block to help spring him to start with. There it was going to be a loss of yardage.
Well, that shows you what Keon can do.
Right, he broke several, 2 or 3 tackles.
Fordham could take it the distance whenever he gets his hands on the ball. He's a difference maker, and we're going to need Keon Fordham's outside ability to run the football as well as Josh Booker's inside. Booker is in the game now, along with Iron Jackson. They will go to the I formation, 2nd down and 5. Fordham is split to the near side. And Palmetto jumps off sides. Manatee's going to get a 1st down the easy way.
Good job right there, Ryan O'Neal, on a hard count to draw him off.
I like Ryan O'Neal. I think he's going to develop into a very good quarterback. It's just going to take a little time.
Well, I like what a coach is showing right there, too. He said, you know what, we're going to come up here, we're going to play smash mouth football. That's 2nd and 5. We're going to just say, hey, it's mano-a-mano. Who's going to win the trenches right here? And he's trying to develop some toughness in these guys. And slowly but surely, I think you're starting to see it come out in them.
1:20 to go in the 1st quarter. Palmetto leads the Hurricanes 7-0. Manatee has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. O'Neal is under center, backs in the I. Iron Jackson gets it. Jackson cuts to the 30, to the 35. Iron to the 38-yard line. An 8-yard pickup for Iron Jackson.
I thought he was gone, Danny.
Boy, what about that cut?
That's a nice little bit. He found a little bit of a seam. Just kind of popped it out, popped it back in. He turns it up the field, and he's got explosive speed. For a freshman, it's unbelievable when he turns around. He is going to be something special in the future.
I mean, if you're watching the live stream, you just saw an amazing cut and burst of quickness by Iron Jackson. 2nd down and short for the Hurricanes. O'Neal remains under center, and Booker gets it, and he breaks a tackle trying to get to the outside. Booker will get back close to the line of scrimmage.
What an effort
and he
that
was fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He lost a yard on that, but I'll tell you what, that was the greatest from keeping yourself from losing 9 to 10 yards on it. Unbelievable. They tried to run a draw play out of it. It just never developed again. Again, the same thing we're seeing in the Armwood game. They're just shooting some gaps on us. So,
yep, that does it for the 1st quarter. Manatee trails 7-0. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Hey, Gene, make sure
This isn't just any beach. This is where I grew up. The most beautiful beaches in the world. Incredible water and unbelievable sunsets, which you can experience every time you dine at one of our waterfront restaurants. Such as the Sandbar, where you can dine with your toes in the sand. Enjoy seafood from local waters and produce from our farms to your table. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to join me at the Sandbar.
LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air has proudly been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1985. Our customer-first approach to the industry allows us to cover a wider range of services to fit your exact needs. From plugged-up sinks and broken gas pipes to leaky pools, we are your trusted full-service provider. LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air, a reputation built on trust.
Hand off the Booker up the middle.
No running room there for Manatee. We're going to have to get a little bit of push out of that offensive line. Manatee will have to punt it away. Julian Rodriguez. Isaiah Washington back deep for the Tigers. Let's see if Rodriguez can get that rugby-style punt going here. Snap is good. Rodriguez gets it off, but it's a terrible punt that goes back to the line of scrimmage and then takes a roll back and it will be a negative.
It'll be right back to where we snapped the ball from almost.
It'll be a negative 7-yard punt.
All you do is laugh at that. That's just awful. Absolutely awful. I know they practice it all week long, and I'll continue to say it. I'm not a big fan of the rugby style. That was kind of a half-hearted rugby move to go do it, but somewhere down the line we got to find a punter, Gene.
Yeah, and if you can punt the ball, that's fine kicking it that way. But he almost missed the ball, and that's where you got it. He's almost like psyching himself out. Kick it low, let it bounce and roll, and take it. But he almost missed it when he swung his foot at it.
So far, Manatee giving some things to Palmetto. Let's see if the Tigers take advantage. First down and 10 from the Manatee 31. Inside handoff. Not a lot of room, but he was able to squeeze through to the 30 to the 26. Boy, looked a lot left, but he ended up picking up Davis. And he's a good little runner for this Palmetto team. 5'7", 175-pounder. Keeps those legs churning. Line of scrimmage now, the 26-yard line. Tigers driving left to right with a 7-0 lead, 10:40 to go in the first quarter. Marino operating out of the gun with two receivers to the right. Offset eye. Marino wants to throw deep, has a man wide open. He drops it in the end zone. Boy, that ball should have been caught, as it was really botched coverage. Trey Goodman should have caught it.
Yeah. Waters and Mike Collins back there just quit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened on that. I mean,
two of our better defenders.
Yeah, Mike Collins may be the best we have back there. He's a transfer from Palmetto, and for whatever reason, he
could have picked it.
Yeah, it should have been a pick ball.
The ball was up in the air forever.
Shades of Armwood, they dropped the ball.
So big third down here, 3rd down and 5. The Tigers with the football. Line of scrimmage, the 26 of the Hurricanes. Marino is going to call a timeout and go talk to his dad. 10:27 to go in the first half. Palmetto leads 7-0. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Here comes the rain.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is that wind coming straight out of the east now?
Yes.
World-class waterfront restaurants, such as the Mar Vista Dockside Restaurant. A surprisingly innovative menu featuring fresh seafood. Enjoy a timeless, laid-back atmosphere in a location like nowhere else. Come and experience an old Florida treasure. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to come and be our guest.
All of our game statistics tonight brought to you by CS&L CPAs, numbers you can count on. CS&L provides accounting, taxation, auditing, and consulting services. Go to cslcpa.com for details. All right, big 3rd down and 5 here. Marino under center, takes the snap, gives off to his running back, who is dropped at the 25-yard line, well short of the first down. And let's see if they will send the field goal kicker in here again or go for it. It's 4th down and a long 3. Line of scrimmage is the 25, so it would be a 42-yard attempt, and they're not calling on the field goal kicker.
I think he's got the wind to help him out, but they're trying to make a statement right here on this one.
That's exactly right, and this is the right call for him.
4th down and a long 3. Line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line. Marino is under center. Receiver split to either side. Single setback, and Manatee jumped offside.
Give him the first down.
Yeah, maybe they were just going to do that and not actually going to snap the ball. Unbelievable.
Discipline. Gotta have discipline. The first thing you look for when you're in a 3rd or 4th and short situation is them trying to draw you off sides.
Another one of our sponsors tonight, American Car Care. Bradenton's premier car wash and detail center. Stop by this weekend. Zach will take care of all of your needs. American Car Care, located 6412 Manatee Avenue West. 1st down and 10 as Marino will give it off to Davis. Davis slides ahead for good yardage up across the 15-yard line. And that will bring up a 2nd down, and we'll call it 4. Clock rolling, and boy, things don't look good right now for Manatee. A lot of football to be played. We're just underway in the 2nd quarter, but Manatee needs to get some momentum. could have had it there with a stop on 4th down if they were even going to attempt to run the football or throw it. I don't think they were going to. Marino under center, and he again hands off to Davis on the left side. Gang tackling by Manatee, but Davis is fighting for the end zone, and he is close down to about the 5. Oh boy, he just kept his feet going. It'll be 1st and goal.
Big offensive line in there helping to push him along.
Yeah, they got a huge offensive line. They got the kind of line that Manatee used to have, size-wise. So it is 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Marino will go back into the gun. Man, if I was Palmetto, I'd just keep hammering it.
Yeah, of course.
Marino will give off to the running back, who gets a big head of steam, but he is stopped. He's stopped down at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, everything's going Palmetto way. Just get behind that big offensive line and you just ride it for now.
Well, they outweigh us.
Yeah.
Big time. 2nd down and goal. Marino may just sneak it. He's under center. Marino will sneak it on the right side behind that big line, and he's in for the touchdown. 13-0.
Nothing to it.
7:45 to go. Palmetto is now up 13-0. They appear to be exercising some demons out here tonight.
And a lot of football to play.
Oh, yeah. Manatee just has to get a drive together.
Yeah, the offense has got to help the defense out a little bit.
Enriquez for the extra point, and he slices it through. So it's 14-0. Hazels at 59-17 Manatee Avenue West. All of our best plays, if we can get to one tonight, brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. Manatee Memorial has you covered 24/7. And our scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, visit Buccaneer Pond on 1st Street in Bradenton, North Washington, Sarasota. And we will be live at Buffalo Wild Wings Wednesday night at 6 o'clock for our first Hurricane Hotline. We held it over because we didn't play last week. And let's hope that we'll have something good to talk about. As of now, that's very questionable. It's raining now. Manriquez will be kicking off left to right. I think that's Pollock in the middle of the field, but I don't know that he'll have a chance to return it. He won't. Big weapon for the Tigers.
Yeah, the wind had his back a little bit. There's no chance.
So, Manatee will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, trailing 14-0. This Tiger team will be fighting with Venice and Braden River in their district. The way they're playing tonight, they'll have a shot.
That offensive line is going to help keep them around, that's for sure.
Hurricanes break the huddle. Drive starting from their own 20. Need to get something going offensively. O'Neal out of the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Booker, the lone setback. As Ryan is setting up a screen, and it's dropped by Booker. But again, a ton of Palmetto players there. We're going to have to try to stretch the field a little bit.
Well, and even though it's raining, I know sometimes ball security is a little difficult trying to catch the football, but I think advantages offense anytime it's raining. You know where you're going. They don't. So you make some good cuts, run some good routes. You can get guys on the ground to be wide open easily.
I agree with Dave. I think we need to stretch this field. We haven't done a lot of that. We didn't do any of it in Armwood, hardly.
Boy, it is really coming down in buckets now. 7:41 to go in the first half. 14-0 Palmetto. Canes lined up with 2 receivers to either side. O'Neal out of the gun. Desperately need to get some offense going. Fordham in motion. And the quarterback will keep it. O'Neal back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Manatee just has nowhere to go. Yeah, it's funny because we opened it up, you know, having a few holes.
Yeah. Now they got nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now you got a 3rd and 10, and you know that Palmetto is going to pin its ears here and come. This Palmetto team already starting to smell it, and we're only midway through the 2nd quarter.
Ordinarily you would throw the ball here, but in this rain, that's might change your mind.
Miserable conditions now.
Be a good call for a place for a screen play.
Just tried the screen. Let's see if they come back to it. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on 3rd and 10. O'Neal takes the snap, and I think it's going to be a delay of game.
Oh, boy. We're making some fundamental mistakes, too. Jumping off on, 4th and all that. It's just...
So, 3rd and 15 from the 15-yard line. Somehow you got to get Keon or Fordham or Keon or Pollock the football here. Let them try to make it happen. All right, O'Neal is sacked.
He's holding the ball so long that they got all day to get to him.
Well, he held it for about 1 second.
Yeah, he didn't hold it long there. Your offensive line's giving him no opportunity there. I mean,
that was he grabbed it, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, you only have a chance to set your feet because your O-line gives you no opportunity to do so.
And he's operating out of the shotgun. Now the punter, who just had not a very good punt as last time, Rodriguez, will be back in the end zone, and the wheels are coming off.
Yeah, last time he was this far deep, it was at Armwood, and he got it blocked.
Rodriguez
long snap.
Takes the snap, and he will just straight punt it.
That's better.
And it will
this way, this way,
at
this
the
way.
30-yard line. That's the 30 of Manatee, ladies and gentlemen. Palmetto is set up to score again. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
So this rain is ballooning up in one spot.
Warning flags are launched. Before the winds of change arrive, you must plan and prepare for what lies ahead. Your business and personal finances call for a trusted team to help you achieve your goals with numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&L CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional solutions. CS&L CPAs is a proud supporter of Manatee High School. Visit us online to find out more.
Where the Hurricanes just punted it away, and it is at the 30-yard line where Palmetto will drive start. And this has been all Palmetto here in the first half. We still have 5:55 to go in the first half. Pouring down rain. Just not pleasant unless you're a Palmetto Tiger.
Yeah, they're going to come out, throw the ball here, Danny, I believe.
Tigers driving left to right. Manatee needs a turnover in the worst way. Marino will give off to Jones. Jones breaks a tackle. Jones to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Johnny Jones. It's 21-0. And the Manatee fans are heading to the exits with 5:43 to go in the second quarter.
We got a flag over here, I think, John. I didn't see it, but they are. I don't know what it is. That would be nice. It's going to be afterwards. It's on Manatee, so it doesn't matter.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. So they'll do that on kickoff. They don't. Doesn't matter anyway. The guy's going to kick it out of the end zone.
Well, at that point, you know what? You never know what they'll do. They get at 15 yards, you might as well do an onside kick at that point. I mean, it's proven we can't really move the football on them. So if your intent is to win this game and win it big, you might as well pull out all the stops right now.
I would. Joe
would too. Absolutely.
He would, exactly.
Manriquez for the extra point, and it is 21-0. Palmetto all over Manatee. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC. It's been a miserable night so far for the Canes, trailing 21-0. And the conditions are not good. Manatee still with plenty of time, but man, you got to try to get some offense going.
That's the problem. No matter how much time, we haven't demonstrated an ability to move the ball again.
And the defense is playing bad. So, well, what it adds up to is a 21-0 game with 5:43 to go in the first period. Yeah, I really thought Manatee would be ready to play tonight. I really did. I thought this was going to be a close game.
Well, you think about it, Dave. You said the defense, is not playing good, but twice, 2 of their touchdowns came when Palmetto got the ball on our 30.
Yeah.
So,
but they make it look so easy, though.
Right, but yeah, they're just trying so hard, and I think we're getting there. It's just taking them take some time. This to me is not a good. What does that do? Kick the ball to the 30, and they would hold us.
He kicked it in the end zone, and the Hurricanes will drive start at the 20-yard line, driving right to left. Gene, is the weather getting any better?
Seems to be letting up a little bit, and but what I see here is, unfortunately, our offensive line is just so young. Palmetto's is so quick, and they're strong, and our offensive line is getting manhandled right now, and unfortunately, the quarterback has no time, and when Josh Booker gets the ball or Keon Fordham, they have to break a tackle just to get back to the line of scrimmage or a couple of yards. So, again, that's the youth we knew about, but we had hoped would do a little better.
O'Neal operates out of the gun. 21-0 Palmetto leads. O'Neal takes the snap. He fires it out into the flat. It is caught by Fordham. Fordham gets some positive yards and is run out of bounds on the far sidelines, but that's a good play. That's 7-8 yards on first down. It'll be second down and 3 from the 27-yard line. Hurricanes have got to get on the scoreboard here. They will get the ball to open up the second half. Got 5:20 to go in the first half. 21-0. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. I mean, you may just have to abandon the running game and go airborne here. Fordham gets it on the near side, and he tries to cut it back to the inside and gets the first down. Boy, had nothing to the outside, but he cut it back to the middle of the field, and he got the first down. Nice run by Keon.
Headsy move right there, because you know what? He was going to try. You see that look. A year ago, he goes all the way to the outside, probably loses some ground on that one. That time he found a little seam. Let's get it to the first down and keep things moving.
He cut it back inside of it. There was several defenders out here, though, on him.
I don't know how many first downs we've had tonight, but not very many. 3. That's our 3rd first down. Let's see if the Canes can sustain this drive now. 1st and 10. Ball just across the 30 of the Hurricanes. O'Neal has Wilson, Fordham, and Pollock to the near side. That is some speed on the near side of the field. Etienne is the receiver to the right. O'Neal out of the gun. Ryan takes the snap, and he will give off to the running back. And that's a couple of yards for Josh Booker. So, again, at least it's positive yards. Not a big hole, but a little bit of a push on that. Better than what we've seen. Now, I'm sure that throwing the ball a couple of times helped.
Soften things up a little bit.
Yep.
thing here. We got to at least get to change this field position, too. That's what's killing us, too.
Taking a long time to get plays in.
Way too long. There goes the timeout.
So Manatee calls a TO with 4:22 to go in the first half, 21-0. I want to remind everyone that over the weekend you need to head out to see Zach at American Car Care. Danny, is there any better car wash around?
Nope, no place better to go. I go in there and get the ultimate wash, weather permitting. I will be there tomorrow, probably with both vehicles.
All right, and you can stop by Basil's for lunch. It's right across the street. Basil's Chicken and Ribs. Well, I had their chicken and ribs the other night, their combo. It is delicious. I think it's the best ribs in town. I really do.
God, Kale thinks the same thing.
Well, Kale's a wise man. And you know what? The heavens have opened up again.
Yes, they have.
A lot.
Wow.
I had Basil's for lunch today.
All right. Support our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Canes driving right to left. Did Gene say he was without a poncho tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Ryan O'Neal out of the gun on 2nd and 8. O'Neal wants to throw. It's a quick hitter and dropped by Fordham. Again, we're going to see that. But the Palmetto player was right there. But Fordham, he gets by him. He's got some room.
And of course, we got in this bad situation, and then this storm comes with rain. You know, that doesn't help us at all on a wet field throwing the ball.
3rd down and 8 for the Hurricanes, trailing 21-0 to Palmetto. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. O'Neal needs to come up with a big play on 3rd and long. Here come the Tigers after little screen set up, but man, they read it perfectly. Wow, Booker had nowhere to go.
Minus yardage.
They knew that screen was coming.
Yeah, they're not going to try and throw the ball down.
There's lightning.
There it went.
Yep, that's going to be, we're not going to play anymore, I would think.
Off to the locker room they go.
Yep.
So that's it with 3:56 to go. We've got a delay. And we'll take a timeout and then come back to recap what has gone on so far. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
They said they wanted it, they got it.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
A minute ago, as we saw a bolt of lightning, it's been pouring down rain for about the last 20 minutes. And we got that bolt of lightning, Danny, and you knew that, hey, that's it.
Yep. Way off in the distance, probably somewhere close to Hawkins Stadium, as far over there as that was.
We make each other
Here
strong.
comes Genie's drenched.
Right, kids for now.
That's 2 weeks in a row, man.
Have you checked the radar?
That's what I'm going to right now. It wasn't looking pretty earlier. It was like it was just sitting in one spot right over the top. I was really not even moving.
Yeah, and it's I don't know what would happen with. I don't know if I guess this game, if you didn't restart it, it would not go down as a game. I guess.
You have to play as I think a half
yeah.
before it's a completely an official deal.
Or if, like Riverview and Booker did last week, the coaches agree that it's a complete game. Both coaches have to agree.
Well,
now, we would not agree to that.
Yeah, why would you? Yeah.
We wouldn't, but
That'd
Booker
be
did.
silly. How does it look?
It's us over there, sitting in the red, and the lightning right on the river right there.
What way is it moving?
That's what we're trying to figure out. Most of it's coming off
The Gulf.
It's coming off the Gulf, but you got the wind coming from the east, so
It's weird.
being a meteorologist as you were, you know we've got this collision of two atmospheres
do.
there, and boom.
And unfortunately, there's not very good steering currents, and it's going to take a while to move this stuff out of here.
Yeah, it's just sitting right there. And to the gentleman that just texted me, Mr. Chase Carter, yes, I am a weatherman. Seen enough of this.
We're all weatherman, right? Well, let's recap what has happened here. And what has happened is Manatee has been dominated in the first quarter and a half. We've got just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. And it started out Manatee deferred, which I thought was a wise decision. The kickoff was good. They brought it out, which I thought was a bad call by the official.
I thought for sure that broke the plane.
But
I'm not down there on it, but I mean,
doesn't matter. He brought it out to the 19, so they
Gene
drive
says,
start.
no, it did not.
They drive start from the 19-yard line.
Yeah.
And we think, oh, okay, all's good. Well, what do? They drive 81 yards for the touchdown. And the defense was back on its heels, and the rest of the game, up to 3:56 to go in the first half, has been really Palmetto just dominating, Danny, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we're not getting it. First of all, we're not moving the ball offensively. They get it. They're going to drive it right down our throat every time. I know we've said enough times how big the offensive line is for Palmetto, but, you know, yes, we are not quite as big as they are up front as on the defensive line, but we have some skill. They're just taking it to us. I mean, I did notice some things they're doing out of versus what they do in film. They are running quite a few cutback plays where you go watch all the other ones are running and still following, going one direction. You know, Davis has cut the ball back on numerous times. We've come up with some big plays. We've done some decent things. Problem is, too, that we're punting the ball and it's not getting us anywhere. So they start with a short field and, you know, well, you're giving up 35 yards and they're in the end zone. If you give up 35 yards from the other end, they're punting it back to you. So it's a little bit different. And
field
we've
position,
missed some opportunities.
Field position's been horrible.
2 opportunities for interceptions we've had. We didn't come up with them. We had an opportunity for a big completion down the sidelines. Didn't come up with it. Missed 2 open receivers. You go back, you connect on a couple of those things in this game, we might be saying, man, this isn't so bad now. It's 21-14. If you'd have told me we were up by 7 and this rain came down, I'd be extremely happy right now. You know, you're going to play and force a team to have to play catch-up. It's just not a good situation when you're down 21 and you've got no offense whatsoever.
You have to go back a long time to remember a Manatee team that has been manhandled in the trenches like we have been against Armwood. Against Lakeland, we weren't. We came out for 6 minutes, and we looked like, well, I know it's only 6 minutes, but you could tell. You could tell on film, and Coach was very positive coming into tonight's game based on that. And, you know, look, Palmetto's got a lot of anger that's built up because of some of these games, but it doesn't matter. You should come out and put forth some effort here, and I know that we're trying, but I just think we just don't have the experience and size right now in the trenches.
No, this has been an ongoing situation. If you go back now, this has been about a 3-year run. If we go back into the playoffs a few years back, second half of the Dr. Phillips game, they jammed it down our throats. The next week, Apopka just ran right through us like it was nothing, and ever since then, but they were big and very similar to this.
Those are powerful teams.
Yeah, and this offensive line is big.
It's big, but
right. But that's what you find over there. You get over there, you've got Seminole over there as well. Sanford Seminole, they're huge. I mean, every team over there is gigantic. It's just very strange to me that Manatee doesn't have any size, and we may be in for the same thing next week when we play Braden River.
We will be.
Oh, my.
Not maybe.
We
Will be.
Yeah, they've got probably a bigger front than.
Well, they lost a lot of those guys. So I don't know what their actual numbers are over there as far as offensive line. I mean, Venice last game of the year, their offensive line is as big as this. But Riverview, they're going to be big up front. So we're just going to run into a lot of problems.
They may have to look at just going into a complete spread, because that's the way you have to play it sometimes if you just don't have the physicality. And I know Coach wants to run a multiple offense, And he thinks we're going to get there. And maybe it's just you got to take your lumps for a while. I don't know.
It may not. It's not going to happen tomorrow, next week, or the week after. It's going to take a while.
Well, and they're not going to get bigger during the season.
No. No, they're not.
I mean, the size.
So what do you got to do? You got to work on technique.
Your biggest player is 250.
You don't have to be the biggest guy in the world to hold people off or hold them at bay for a second or two to allow yourself an opportunity.
Last year we were not very big. We had Seth Walter, who was 240, dripping wet. He was our best lineman.
And he went both ways.
But, you know, for the most part, yeah, when we ran into Dr. Phillips, we had issues. But when we played the just decent teams, we were able to move the ball.
Go back to Dr. Phillips and Seth Walters did a fine job on the offensive line. So what does that say to you? I think it's something that you find inside an individual. I don't think the heart is there. I just don't know that the drive is there. If you've never really and truly put yourself out there to do it, and you've either got it to be physical and be an aggressive individual or you don't. And so I think we're a passive offensive line, and I've thought for the last couple of years the majority of the guys on the line with us are very passive. And I think that's part of the problem. And I think Coach Shakir is trying to get them tough. I think he's trying to create that, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
Well, let's go back to our resident expert offensive lineman, Gene
Yes,
Brown.
thank you, Dave. Being out there watching that tonight, we're not that small, but when you look at our structure of our players, you know, they're 14 years old freshmen, some younger kids that haven't played a lot, but, you know, the future looks good, but unfortunately, like you said, Dave, you have to take your lumps now to get to that. But we're just on the last play where we had the screen with Josh Booker. Josh got the ball. The one play, the center was out there, but just wasn't physical enough at this point to push the guy off. But if he holds his block, Josh has open space. So we are getting close, but it's not going to happen in 4 weeks.
This is a rebuilding year. That's what I see it. This is a rebuilding year.
But, you know, and that's what we're going to have to be used to. We're not used to that. We usually reload, not rebuild. But I do think that this offensive line, with some time in the next few weeks, if we can stay healthy, continue to build, and punt the ball, we'll be okay.
All right now we're in a weather delay. 3:56 to go in the first half. It's 21-0 Palmetto over Manatee, and it is pouring down rain. Haven't seen lightning in the last few minutes, but again, there's lightning all around, so we don't know when or if we will play football again here tonight. Danny has some scores from the area.
Yeah, we'll run through a couple of them real quick. IMG Academy White is playing over at St. Stephen's. St. Stephen's leads at the half 12-0.
Oh, wow.
Venice leads Riverview 10-0 at the half. We get down here. Lakewood Ranch 7-0 in second quarter over Bayshore. Braden Christian leading 7-0 over Shorecrest Prep. Braden River over Clearwater 14-7. We thought that'd be a pretty good ball game right there between those two.
Clearwater's got some good players. There's Lightning.
There's Lightning, so add a half hour on to.
Yep.
And the Southeast Seminoles lead
close,
26-0 over the Sarasota Sailors.
I think Southeast is decent. We probably picked a good year not to play them.
Did you get the St. Stephen's score that I hit?
Yes, 12-0 St. Stephen's.
Falcons are rolling. All right, Joe Weaver, you got something to fill some time back at the AM 930 studios?